Hey guys, PokeSummer here and welcome back to another Weiss Schwarz deck profile. And today I'm bringing you a deck profile where I recently placed third place in the biggest Weiss Schwarz tournament in BC in 2022 so far, which is Vancouver Battle Royal Resurrection. This is the first time that Weiss Schwarz has ever been featured, and there was a lot of top talent in the tournament, and it was a really big tournament, even though it wasn't official, but it was still pretty stacked with amazing players. And today I'm gonna bring you the deck profile where I made it to top four, third place. So let's get on to the deck profile. Before I start the deck profile, make sure to read the description down below in the video, and there's gonna be some more detailed explanation on what the tournament is about. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the pro. First and foremost, as always, I'm gonna show you guys the climaxes. I'm running 4 bar and 4 pants. The pants is just way better than the bar finisher. People say, oh, because you don't have a climax swapper and it's really hard to get level 3, but with playing bar, you can just get it by triggering. Well, it's kind of the same thing as this. You trigger pants, you get pants, right? And the finisher is just that much better than the other one. And there's many ways you can build the deck revolving this, because this one climax pops 3 cards in the deck, right? One climax has 3 climax combos in the deck, what I'm trying to say. And it doesn't take up spot at all. Everything fits well. Well, because it does, because I've been grinding this deck for a while just to prepare for the Resurrection tournament, and it performed I wanted. And yeah, and for the matchups, it's actually pretty good against standby, as it could win a lane or two, because almost all the cards here pumps power and pumps a ridiculous amount. It can get up to a ridiculous amount of power, even though you're a level 1 cards, right? So for the first zeros, I'm running 4 of these free runners. Also on play, I can pay 1 dish 1, salvage the character. So it's not only a free runner, but it's also a utility card. Now, these days runners has to have a utility on them, because free runners these days are just not that great. The power creep is here and now, and as of right now, Weiss Schwarz JP side, we're getting more and more power creep, and it's really starting to show. And I feel like this deck currently right now is able to compete. So for these are really good, and these are many staples. 4 clean cuts. These are basically your character clean cuts. On play gains 1500. So it's a 3-5 clean cut. Basically character. Really good. No condition at all. Just need to be played to get 1500. So it is one of the definitely better clean cuts. Like character clean cut is definitely the best clean cut in the game, where you don't need to play extra stuff or have a condition like check top to get the extra power. Just 3-5 beats over almost everything at level 0. So pretty good. And since this deck can pump power, there are a few times I can play this during level 1 or level 2. If they have something on board I can reverse, like a level 1. I can pump power to absurd amount and then reverse and set with some of my cards during that time. So really good card, especially for this set. 3 of the top search brainstorms. Also, it pumps power. It pumps power during before your battle phase. So before your battle phase, I'm gonna choose a character. It gains 500 times. Okay, X equals to different colors in your level zone. So if you have 1 color in your level zone, it pumps 500. If you have 2 different colors in your level zone, pumps 1000. And you have 3 different colors in your level zone, pumps 1500 max. So a card that can pump up to 1500 at level 3 is pretty good, because extra bar is needed, always needed, right? And that extra 500 can get over something. And even at level 2, the 1k is really useful. And the fact that search brainstorm as well makes this card a really good staple back row. Obviously, brainstorms are staple back rows. And this set, you don't really need to minimize your back row, because there's really only 2 cards you want in your back row, maybe the third one, depending on situations. I'm running the best Rickies in the game right now, which is the Sirens. This is on play salvage Ricky, but on play pay 1. You mill the top 3 cards of your deck. You choose one of the 3 cards in the mill pile and put it in your clock. Put it at the top of your clock, and then you salvage any character. It's not level restricted as well. Also, when your opponent plays a climax, this goes to stock. So not only is a Ricky, but it also mills 3. You can grab anything, and you give your stock back if they play a climax. Insane card. The best Ricky in the game. Period. Running 3 of these mimes. They combo 1 to 3 cards that combos up with this card. It might not seem as much, but when you add everything together later on, it is a lot. So this is like your second back row card other than Brainstorm. So you can tap this, pump 2k to a character. And when this climax is played, I get to choose a character and pump it 1k. So it's a potential 2k pumper or a separate pump as well. Amazing card. And you don't really have any resting condition cards, so having this at the back row doesn't take a spot at all. That's what makes this deck pretty level 0 game pretty insane. I'm running 1 of this Casino. It's an on-play check top 2. I get to rearrange, and it's also I get to ditch climax, salvage the character. So it's a hand fix and I can rearrange the top of the deck. So really good tech card. Level 0 game, 10 out of 10. Amazing level 0 game. Level 1 game, I'm running 4 of these level 1 combos. Let's see. For this, when this card attacks, I may reveal the top card of my deck. If it's a level 0 or lower character, goes to stock. And if it's a climax, I'll consider a level 0, so it also goes to stock. So, or if I reveal a level 1 or higher card, it goes to my hand. So, potentially you can have get hand size for this card or stock. Depending on the situation, I probably will use this. And sometimes it helps out by level 3 because sometimes I need hand or stock. And if this gives me 1 or other, I am pretty much set to go with my level 3 combo. Also, most of the time you're gonna need stock more than hand because the triggers that I run will generate hand. And stock isn't really an issue because you're the Siren, but this card just gives me that edge in case I needed something. And this is just a secondary level 1 combo, right? My other level 1 combo is the 1-0 Kokoro. I'm running 2 of the level 1 combos, and this goes with the GGO Bar. Depending on the situation, I choose one or the other, and it doesn't hurt the gameplay at all. This deck runs really smoothly, and each card complements and helps me with any kind of matchup right now in the current meta. So, is an on attack, pop 1k to any character. Also, look up to top 3 and add a character. Pretty standard, helps me mill and refresh. I'm running 3 copies of this 1-0 Mimi. On attack, pump 500 to a character. X equal to your other characters you control. So pump 500 times equal to the other characters you control. So it can pump up to 2k. Also on attack, all your characters gains the following effect. If they trigger a climax during the trigger phase, I may ditch a climax to salvage the character. So it's an amazing hand fix, especially when running these 2 climaxes, because I trigger the GGO Bar, I grab the GGO Bar, I can ditch the GGO Bar to salvage any character I want in my reading room. Same here. I trigger pass, I salvage a climax, I ditch the climax to salvage any character I want. So amazing card, and it helped me in very tight situations because I had a game where basically I started my turn with 4 climaxes in deck while I have 5 cards left in deck. But playing this card, I was able to ditch basically 2 GGO Bars. Basically to ditch 2 GGO Bars and was able to ditch a Pants that I triggered. Well, I used the effect to salvage the pants, obviously, and then ditched it. So, in a sense, I returned 2 more climaxes than I should have because of this card, and I grabbed 2 character cards that I needed. So, amazing hand fix help me out in tight spots. That situation where I would have went back in with 3, and I end up going back with 6. So, really good card. And running this tech card, the 1-0 My Heroes, and this is for the 2-2 standby the matchup. So what this card does is 2k during my turn, and it gains another 4,500 if I'm facing a level 2 character. With this card that pumps power, with this card that also pumps power, and another card that pumps power, this gets pretty big because it's 10-5 base, plus the 1k is 11-5, 13-5, and 15-5. It can get up to 17 if I play the climax for this one, right? So it's pretty big, and usually 13-14k is easy to get because most likely you're gonna have these 2 in the back row as ideal back rows, and this is usually more than enough to get over a level 2 set by target. For my last level 1, I'm running the 1-0 Isle. This is just your ditch 2 anti-change clock kick. Running 1 level 2 card only, and this is my only level 2 card, and it's just level 2 card. And what it does is not a level assist. Is if you trigger a climax during my trigger phase, pretty similar to this, well, I don't need to tap it. I can ditch a climax and salvage a character. Also, when I play a climax, I can choose a character and pump it 4k, and it lasts it to the end of your opponent's turn. This card is a really nice tech card, and this deck doesn't really need a level assist because I have many cards that can pump power, especially this card at the start of the game, right? The 4k lasts to the end of opponent's turn is amazing, and usually during my opponent's attack phase, all my cards are base, basically. And this deck has no trouble of keeping hand size throughout the month. I place this deck in multiple locals and the big tournament yesterday, and it never had trouble with hand size because I can always regenerate it, and the power on my turn usually wins me a lane or 2, and this card just extends that. 4k during both players' turn, they may or may not be able to run the card I pump over. If they can, good. If they can't, even better, right? Also, it helps me hand fix if I trigger. And if I trigger climaxes, usually I can get my stuff. So Priconne has way to hand fix. Priconne has way to pump power. There's a lot Priconne can do, and it's think like it's like the perfect set right now, and this is like the perfect build just for me. And I'm running the last climax combo for this card. Remember, this card has a climax combo with this card and this card. 3 in 1, and they're all amazing in their own rights in this deck. And this is going to be our finisher. It is a after attack finisher, so it's not on attack. Some say on attack is better, but some say like depending on the situation, maybe after, maybe not on attack is better. It goes either way. So it's on play heal. Also, when this card attacks and the attack is finished, I can pay 2, ditch 1, burn either 2 or burn 3. Now, if they cancel the burn, right, I can choose 2 character cards in my waiting room and put it into my stock. So if they cancel the burn, I essentially get my stock back and can essentially redo it. And if you have like 6 stock and you got let's say you have 7 stock and you play 3 each, 3 of these. You attack, you exactly 2, you pay 2, ditch 1, burn X, wherever you want. If they cancel, you get 2 stock back and you can repeat. Especially when Weiss Schwarz finishers, these are pretty damn strong and they usually can kill you when they hit level 3. This is a pretty damn good card, and it can do the same as the current ones. Not as good, but it can get the job done. Also, the condition for the climax combo is you need to have a full field, which is not a condition. Amazing finisher. Running 2 of the Mushashis. Now these days Mushashis or any sub finisher, do I call it sub finisher? Yeah, any sub finishers these days have these effects where when this card attacks, your opponent cannot play event or backup or just backup. Now when this card attacks, your opponent cannot play events or backup. Also, while I play this, from hand it gains 5k, so most likely he's going to run over most stuff. And since it can't back up or event, usually this damage goes through, right? It's really good against rest backups and money counters because they can't do anything about this. And if they cancel, I can do Musashi effect. If you guys don't know what Musashi effect is, if they cancel this card's battle damage, I can mill the top card of my deck. And I burn X plus 1. The burn is equal to the number, is equal to the level that I milled from the top of my deck plus 1. So if I mill level 0 card, it's a burn 1. Mill level 1 is a burn 2. And so forth. Running 2 of these servants early plays. These are 2 or less climax early play. I'll play heal. And against 500 for each of my back rows. It's just a 10-5, standard 10-5. Which is pretty good. And early plays are generally good anyways. And I'm running one of these labyrinths. On play, I can choose, I can pay 1 and I can stock swap them. And I can also pay 1 dish 1. This card gains 2500 and 1 soul. Mainly playing this card for the stock swap effect because this is a stock swap is a really great tech card. If they're over compressed, they're too compressed, they have multiple stocks, you can stock swap them and usually fuck up their compression. That is pretty much it. This is gonna be my Priconne Connect deck profile where I placed 3rd place in the biggest Weiss Schwarz tournament in BC so far in 2022 and the hardest one right now. And Priconne Connect is amazing. I am really impressed with this set, even though it came out in 2020 or 2019, I think, right? I think 2020. No, it's 20. Yeah, maybe 2019. I forget. Around there, late 2019 or early 2020. It might be one of those. And it's able to compete with the newest sets. Yeah, it's good. For this build, the bar pass, I just think this is a tier 2 deck. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pokesama signing out.